Hey guys, I am back with another tutorial. In this video, I'm going to use Elastic Beanstalk, AWS Elastic Beanstalk, to deploy an application in PHP format, and then I'm going to deploy another application using Node.js. So then for the PHP application, it's going to be our blue production environment, whereas the Node.js is going to be our green dev environment. And then I'm going to swap the environment so that way the dev can become a production environment. So let's take a look at the network diagram here to see what I'll be working with. All right, and this is the network diagram. This one's pretty simple here. So I've already pre-staged a few things such as the networking components, such as the VPC, the security group, which allows HTTP, and then also allows SSH. And then also what's predefined is my availability zone and my subnets, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But here's the simple networking diagram. So let's go in order. Number one, I'm going to create an application in PHP format here, platform. And then for the EC2 instance, I'm going to choose the T2 Micro and the Linux 2 operating system. For the step 3, I need to define the environment, and then here's my blue environment name. And then I'm going to test the domain of that environment by putting in the URL. And then for the green environment, pretty much the same thing. I'm going to create an application, but this time use the platform of Node.js for my green environment. And then also for the EC2, I'll use the same T2 Micro and the Linux 2 operating system. And similarly, define the environment in step 7. So this is going to be my green environment. And then I'm going to test the sample URL by pulling up the provided domain. And then lastly, for step 9, I'm going to swap the environment. I'm going to make the green environment become the production environment. So let's go ahead and take a look at the AWS console here. All right, so here's the AWS console. First thing we'll do is we'll create a application. So I just say application, and according to my diagram, the application name is called my sample-app. So I'll just put that in there. Sample application, and then I'll hit create. All right, so that's created, and then let's create an environment for that blue environment. So this is going to be the web server environment, and then the environment name. So I predefined that here. This is my environment name. It's going to be called my sample-app blue. All right, so let's go back here, and we'll put that in here. Platform is going to be a managed platform, and then for the platform, the first one is going to be PHP for our blue environment, and then the platform branch, I'm going to use Amazon Linux 2, and I'll leave the platform version as default there. Application code, I'll use the sample application as provided by default, and then I'll leave everything else. Single instance this is just going to be one EC2 instance in this demo. So I'll hit next. And then this is going to ask me create and use a new service or use an existing service role. I'll hit existing service role. I'll choose that. And then for the EC2 key pair, when I need to SSH into it, I'll choose my predefined EC2-key pair. EC2 instance profile, I have already created that, and that's my EC2 instance role. Basically, that allows the EC2 instance to use the Elastic Beanstalk service. And then from there, I'll hit, let me just click on view permission details really quick for you to see what it is. Basically, I'm allowing S3 in case I need S3 access, and then everything else is pretty much just the Elastic Beanstalk and the CloudWatch access. So that's pretty simple there. So basically, that's the default that is here. All right, and then from here, I'll click on next. Actually, let's do this. My EC2 instance role. Let's take a look at that. I am opening a new tab, roles, and then I'll choose my EC2 instance role. This is the one that you saw earlier, my EC2 instance role. That's this guy here. So in my role, I created a policy named My Elastic Beanstalk policy. And in that policy, I have allowed Elastic Beanstalk. I have allowed S3 services there, multi-part upload, etc. And then for the trust relationship, it's just going to be the EC2 and assume role, your typical trust relationship. And then that's it. So that's the role, and this is my policy here. Elastic Beanstalk and some S3 stuff in case I need to add some code or anything to it to the S3 bucket. All right, let's go back into this Elastic Beanstalk page here. So I got my instance profile chosen already. I'll hit next. Okay, and then let me just close this out. Okay, so now it's asking me which VPC do you want to use. I've already predefined a VPC. I created that earlier, so then I'll choose that. I want a public IP address, and then for my availability zone, I only have one AZ created, so I'll choose that. I don't need a database in this quick example. I'll leave that as blank. And let me see if I'm missing anything else. Okay, I think we're good there, and I'll hit next. Okay, instance volume, I'll leave everything there by default. I don't need this meta services, uncheck that. And then for the EC2 security groups, I'm going to choose the one I created, which is pretty much the allow HTTP and allow SSH. And then on-demand instance, I want that one. Single instance, I'll leave it as default. And then here, I need to choose my T2 micro. And then I'll remove this because I only have one instance. And that's the AMI ID. That's okay. Hit next. Okay, this is going to be a basic monitoring, and then I don't need this manage platform updates. I don't need anything else. We're going to choose the rolling updates all at once. We're going to choose all at once deployment policy. We really only have one EC2 server, so and then I'll leave everything else default there. All right, next. Review. Okay, we're going to review. Okay, this is my application name, web server environment. Here's the platform running on PHP. Service role EC2. Everything looks good. All right, I'll hit submit. And it is creating my environment. So let's see how long that's going to take. Let me set my timer here, and I'll hit my stopwatch. I'll hit start. I'm going to go on pause. I'll be right back when it's done. All right, I am back here, and it looks like it took 1 minute and 53 seconds for it to fully complete the environment launch. So it looks like it's done. So now we can take a look here. If I go into my EC2 instance, I have one instance here, and this is the instance ID. So it gave me that, it created that EC2 instance for me, which is great. Here's the EC2 key pair, and here's my Linux 2 image. And for the IP address, it gave me a public IP address, etc. So going back to the environment here. Now, let's see what it looks like. So let's go back to the drawing really quick here. So I created the environment for step 3, and then for step 4, I need to test out the sample application URL by putting in the domain on the web browser. So let's go ahead and do that here. And here is the domain, right? You can either copy this or you can just click this. It'll open up a new tab for you. And there it is. This is my new blue environment running on PHP. And here is my sample-app-blue name. All right, so that's good to go there for the blue environment. Now let's go back into the environments again. And so this is what I just created. Don't worry about this. This was a previous run. Let's create another environment for our green environment. Okay, so here's the green environment. Again, for the green, same thing. Web server environment is what we need to choose under environment tier. Application name, we're going to keep it the same. All right, and then we're going to call it green, I believe. Yep, my sample app-green. Okay, so that's good there. Domain, everything looks good. Manage platform again. For platform, this time I'm going to choose Node.js as the platform to run this application on. And then for the image, I'm going to use Linux 2, just like the previous. So Node.js is going to run on the Linux 2 AMI. Platform version, I'll leave it there by default. Sample application under application code is what I want. And then single instance, so hit next. Okay, so use existing service role, and I'll choose the Elastic Beanstalk service role. EC2 key pair, I'll choose my EC2 key pair. EC2 instance role, same as the previous application environment. I'm going to choose my-EC2 instance role, and then I'll hit next. All right, and now it's going to ask me for my environment to deploy it in. I'll choose VPC-A, give it a public IP address, my only available subnet in that single AZ, and everything else is good. I'll hit next. And then for the instance traffic and scaling, I need to do a few things here. Uncheck this metadata. Security group, I'll choose my security group. And then for the capacity, it's going to be on demand, single instance, x86-64. Instance type is going to be T2 micro. Remove the T3. I only need one T2 micro. And then I think that is it. Let me check again. Yeah, we are good. Hit next. Okay, monitoring basic. Don't need this manage update. Don't need the email notification for this example. All at once is what I want. That's the only option there. And then, yeah, this one's pretty easy, so hit next. Okay, review. Submit. All right, let's see how long this takes. And I'll be right back. All right, guys, so that took 1 minute and 56 seconds to fully deploy the Node.js environment. So then let's look at the network diagram. And so, so I created the application, chose T2 micro already, defined the environment. Now we need to test the URL. So that would be step 8 right here, test the URL. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's my domain for the green Node.js environment. And then I'll just hit this thing here, open up a new, there it is. It's the new application running on the Node.js platform. Congratulations, your first AWS Elastic Beanstalk Node.js application. Okay, so we got the blue earlier, and then now we have the green, and the blue was the PHP platform, while the green is the Node.js. So let's say we wanted to upgrade our application to use Node.js, but then we want to serve traffic for users to point to the Node.js platform instead of the PHP platform. So how do we do that? So that's going to require a swap application step. So right here, number 9, we're going to swap environment from blue to green. So we're going to tell the blue environment to start using the green environment, meaning that we've made some updates and some improvements to the application using the Node.js platform, and we are telling our users to go ahead and use our application to the newly available Node.js platform. And let's go ahead and do that. So I am now in my green Node.js environment. I can just go to actions here and I say swap environment domain, environment domain to swap. Traffic will be redirected to the domain chosen environment. So I'm going to say blue. That's my only option here, right? If I view all environments, I only have blue, right? So I'll just click on that and confirm, and then I'll say swap. All right, environment successfully launched. Now if I'm the user and I click on that same domain, if I hit refresh, I should now see the green Node.js environment. Here we go. There it is. Even though it keeps the same domain name, I'm really using the Node.js platform. So there it is, guys. That was pretty easy, and I hope you guys can easily deploy this yourself, and I will be making another video shortly. Thank you for your time.